Well, thank you, thank you. So I heard the minister said no, so they will get part of the $120 million. Well, hope the anchor attractions operator will have much positive news ahead. So as a minister as well aware, there are so many anchor attraction, iconic attraction, as you said. And in my riding, there's a Richmond night market, which is not just my riding's anchor attraction. This Richmond night market has operated for 21 years and is the biggest and longest running outdoor event in BC, averaging 12,000 to 15,000 visitors every evening. And it's the largest night market in North America. So if talking about tourism, the Richmond night market was featured on the front page of New York Times in 2018. Is a color front page report. So we can see how much positive effect this Richmond night market has brought to British Columbia. So yesterday, the operator, Richmond night market, Raymond Chong, wrote me an email asking me to convey right now his way of thinking to the minister. Let me read it out. I'm quoting him. In all my 20 years of success running the Richmond night market, I would never think we would end up bankruptcy and pleading for support helps. It has been over 1 year with the COVID. I still don't see any accurate steps taken from the government to support our business. We were forced to close our entire season last year, and this government still has no plan to reopen our night market. How do they expect any business can survive 2 years without any income? Our night market is carrying over 300 small businesses with over 3,000 jobs every summer and over millions of visitors. I don't understand how the government doesn't see the value of our business, not even a single gesture of help, end quote. So I hope the minister can respond to Raymond Chong of the Richmond night market. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, member. Minister.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I guess the first place that I want to go is to, of course, acknowledge how important these places are. I don't know how many times I waited in line to get through to the Richmond night market with my kids, and how, to me, I see those opportunities as like a cultural exchange, to go and experience different food. To me, the best way to experience culture is through food. At least that's how it's been in my family. So the first place I want to acknowledge is that these are festivals that are all over the province that are being impacted. And the fundamental reason why, and I really want to underscore this for the member, that I want these places open too. But this is the piece around staying in your own lane and respecting the scientific medical advice of public health officers who are saying these places are risks to spreading COVID-19 and the variants. That we don't want to talk about it because we've been living through it for the last 14 months and coping and surviving. And I recognize that this is a challenging time for businesses of all stripes. And so I appreciate, because the member opposite has a duty to be an advocate. That is her role in opposition, to speak on behalf of the Raymonds of the world, who are vitally important. But there are supports available. That is the work that we're doing. My colleague, Minister of Jobs, Economic Recovery and Innovation, is rolling out the small and medium business size grants. The task force, the tourism task force, called on government to dedicate funds for tourism-specific industries. The member opposite mentioned a whole bunch of small businesses that make up the nucleus of this festival, the night market. And so I would encourage her to encourage folks to apply. That's what is incumbent upon all of us as MLAs, is to be resourceful and understand what if it, if people call our constituents office, we tell them where to go. This is where you can turn. This is what supports are available. I think that's on all of us to do. And also, building off of yesterday's questioning, to be an advocate. the federal government has recently announced in their budget, which was a day before ours, relief that's also coming to festivals and events and festivals, because they also recognize that the sector has been challenged because we can't gather. So I would invite the member to commit to working with me, as she said before. If there's anything our ministry can do to put resources in their hands to help them apply, that is a call to action that I invite her to step up to. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. Member.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for the Minister to inform me once again that I have to work with her. I'm sure the Minister must be excited to hear that I am the champion for her ministry. In fact, when I first talked to Raymond, he did not even bother to apply for the small and medium-sized business grant. He said that he heard from all his business associates that it was like a nightmare applying for this grant. You have to go through hundreds and hundreds of pages and spend hours and hours when they are in small business. Where do they have time, and they have to get their accountant to do it? Anyway, as I am the champion for the minister, for the ministry, I succeeded in convincing him to apply for this small and medium-sized business grant. And lo and behold, he was successful, and he got $35,000 recently. So let me cite some figures for the minister to see how there's like a drop in the bucket. The Richmond night market, between when they went public asking for help and today, would have been on the hook for $585,000 in leases. Not to mention about all the other office expenditure and the thousands of dollars they wasted last year in ordering all the paraphernalia from China to prepare for their 20th anniversary. So will the Richmond night market receive enough funds to cover this shortfall, or they might have to close?
Minister.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And again, I appreciate the member raising the question and issue with respect to the night market and advocating for her community. Like I imagine, as the critic on behalf of the loyal opposition, she's advocating for every constituency that's impacted because people can't gather. And you know, I'm really, really pleased to hear her encourage her constituent to apply for the small and medium business grant. That's one program. That's one program in a wide range of programs that we're trying to roll out the door as a government, recognizing that individuals and business, because you can't have businesses without employees, without people, and trying to whether it's deferrals on hydro, whether it's subsidies for rent, whether it's the wage subsidy to help the worker, whether it's an ICBC rebate to help with your affordability, whether it's the emergency benefit to help you just, have a bit more change in your pocket. All of those things collectively are decisions that government's making, while we also have to balance those measures of being fiscally responsible, right? Stewards of taxpayers' dollars. We're gonna have to pay it back. Someone's got to pay it back. And we hope that the spectrum of supports are going to help the Richards of the world that she's talking about, recognizing that there's a wide range of folks. But I think, to her audience of small and medium businesses, to apply for the grant. The door is still open. That's free money that they don't have to pay back. It's not a loan. It's the most comprehensive and most generous grant program in the country, and I'm proud of that. That's my suggestion to the minister, is to encourage the business owner to apply for that. And we're going to be advocating for those dollars to come to BC from the federal government, from their 2021 budget that says more supports are going to come to festivals and events here in BC. Thank you.